everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today we are going to create this super cute card. I'm using a bunch of different products on this project. I don't typically use this many in my projects that I record, but I thought this was such a cute design that I needed to share it with you guys. I believe I saw it on Pinterest. Such a fun idea that I thought I would share it with my own subscribers. So let's go ahead and talk about all the different products that I'm using. The stamp set, this little Piggy, is where I have used the pig. So I used this one standing up as well as this one. I have used the wood crate framelits, and I've cut just this piece out of that to create that pen. And then I'm also using a cloud out of the Up and Away Thinlits, and then I'm stamping the cloud from Lift Me Up. As far as colors here, I did use the embossing paste. So I used the Soft Sky re-inker to create these clouds, and then I stamped these clouds with the Soft Sky ink pad. The pink Pirouette ink pad to kind of shade in their cheeks and their ears. And then I've used a few markers as well. So I've done the basic black marker for the pig. Actually, you could use your stamp pad. I used the marker so that I did not have to worry about the sentiments that are attached to these images. And then I've used the Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Right marker for our sentiment, and then the Emerald Envy for a bit of the grass here. And then as far as our background, I did the Early Espresso. This is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of the pink Pirouette, 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have Whisper White, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I've done some of these pieces in advance because this one is a little bit more time consuming, and I know people don't like to sit that long watching a video. So I'm going to do the best I can here to kind of show you how I created this so that you could recreate it yourselves. So I think what we'll do first is we'll die cut our crate. So I have my Big Shot here. I have a scrap piece of the paper and Wood Textures Designer Series paper stack. And I'm really only focusing on this part of the die, so it's okay that it doesn't quite fit. A little bit shorter is just fine. So I'm going to use up this scrap piece. And then the other thing that we are going to use the Big Shot for is to die cut just one of those clouds. And like I said, that was from the Up and Away Thinlits. So let me grab this cloud from there. We will run that through. And I'll just set that aside. Okay, then we are done with our Big Shot for now. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer here, and I'm just going to trim off this piece of the crate that I do not want, so the edges that are scored for folding. So I'm just going to take this piece now and use that on our project. So let me go ahead and let me put down the piece of pink Pirouette first. There's so many kind of loose pieces here on my desk that I'm going to try to keep myself organized. Okay. Alright, so I have already done the pigs. Like I said, I used the black Stampin' Right marker to stamp my two pig images. I stamped these onto Blushing Bride, and then I fussy cut them out. Okay, so we're using the vertical one here behind our crate. So you kind of want to check your placement before you go adhering things down, because you do want him to stick out a bit. Okay, so if it helps, you could just put one little glue dot on the back, and that will just hold him in place, and you can still, you know, pull it up without causing too much damage here. Okay, so I kind of know that's where I'm going to be. Now, of course, I'm going to be using my Whisper White layer. Okay, let me go ahead and put this down so it stops moving on me. I've already done the embossing paste, so it had time to dry. If you do want to see a video on using the embossing paste, I do have a video from about a month ago. Same method. You just take a little bit of the embossing paste on your silicone craft sheet. You add 1 drop of the Soft Sky Ring Inker, mix that up, and then use the masks to get your clouds. The masks come in a set of 4. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there. Okay, since this edge of the crate is loose, I just decided to wrap the copper trim onto the back. I already did a little bow. I'm going to use a glue dot to fix that. Now I'm just going to flip this over, and we're going to add dimensionals to these planks. And I'm going to use, I think, probably about 5. I'll put 3 on the bottom and 2 in the middle. Okay, so let's lay this down here. I want to be sure we're straight. I'm going to take that second slit. Okay, so now I've got my dimensionals there. All right, I'm going to put my bow to a glue dot. That'll work perfectly. And then we're going to adhere that bow right there. I am going to add the edge of a glue dot now. So I'm just going to trim these little edges, and they're perfect for pieces like this. So now I can put that here on the back of that top slit that's floating around, and that will hold that in place for me. See? Super cute. Okay. All right, so now we can move on to doing our little clouds. So let me grab my Soft Sky. I'm going to ink up that tiny cloud from Lift Me Up, and I'm just going to fill this in a few spots. Skip the embossing paste as well, and just use the clouds and die cut some more out and kind of mix and match between the stamping and the dies. That works just as well. Just another option for you guys. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put down our pig. And we just want to make sure that it fits there. And I'm going to stamp my grass first. So I have the same stamp that I used for that pig, and I'm just going to take my Emerald Envy marker, and I'm just going to touch some of these pieces of grass. I'm going to huff, and then we are going to stamp that right down, right there. That'll just give us a little pop of green that we're looking for. And I'm going to put down the pig directly, so I'm not using dimensionals on the pig. We're going to just make sure he kind of fits right there. Okay, we're getting there. All right, now with that die cut cloud, I'm going to switch my stamp, and then we're going to use the sentiment from the vertical pig. So the pig that I used here, his sentiment says, "You make me happy." Okay, so to do that, I'm just, again, going to bring in that Stampin' Right marker. This is in Flirty Flamingo, so just a little different tone of pink. You could use your Blushing Bright or Pink Pirouette. And now I'm just going to lay my cloud right on that. and give that a little press. And there you go. Okay, and then we'll use a dimensional. Grab one more on the cloud. And I'm hoping to fit that in just about there, and if it overlaps your embossing, that is totally fine as well. The one last detail that I like to do is put a little shadowing onto the pig. So I have my pink Pirouette stamp set, or ink pad. You're going to squeeze that to get some ink into the lid. Bring in your blender pen. Going to rub that in here, and then we're just going to make a little circle there. I'm going to shade in the ears a bit on the pigs. Put another cheek there so people see our cute little piggies. And we're just going to shadow. And you could put a little more there along the bottom. Some people like to do the legs as well, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then to clean your blender pen, all you need to do is have a paper towel and just wipe it until it is clear, and then you're ready to go into your next color. So that is our project for today. That one was, it's a little time consuming when you're doing all of the steps at once. Like I said, I had some of this done in advance to shorten the video a bit. But I just thought this was a super fun project that I wanted to share. And if you do have any questions or would like to purchase the supplies from today's project, you can visit my online store. There will be a full supply list in the description of the video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to being back with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.